The cucumber slipped out of her grasp, landing with a quiet thud on the bathroom tiles. Claire stared at it, her breath shallow, her thighs pressed together tightly. The silence of the apartment wrapped around her like a second skin, amplifying every rustle of fabric, every shaky inhale. She had done this before, of course she had, but tonight was different. Tonight, she wasn't just chasing pleasure. She was chasing something deeper, something she couldn't name. Her reflection in the mirror was flushed, her dark hair clinging to her damp forehead. The bathroom light cast sharp shadows across her collarbones, the hollow of her throat. She bent to retrieve the cucumber, running her fingers along its cool, smooth surface before rinsing it under the tap. The water beaded along its length, and she watched, mesmerized, as droplets traced paths down her wrist. She hadn't planned this. Not really. It had started innocently enough, a shower, a lazy evening, the faint ache of loneliness that had settled in her chest like a stone. Then her eyes had landed on the bowl of fruit on the counter, the plump strawberries, the firm banana beside them. A thought had flickered through her mind, unbidden, but electric. What would it feel like? Not just the pressure, the fullness, but the forbidden thrill of it. The taboo of taking something so mundane and making it hers in a way no one else would ever know. Claire turned the cucumber in her hands, her pulse quickening. She spread a towel on the edge of the tub and eased herself onto it, the porcelain cold against her bare thighs. The first touch was tentative, the tip grazing her inner thigh, then higher, teasing. She exhaled sharply as she guided it closer, the anticipation coiling tight in her stomach. When she finally pressed inside, the sensation was dizzying, cool and firm, stretching her in a way that made her toes curl. She moved slowly at first, testing the weight of it, the way her body yielded, but soon the rhythm took over, her hips lifting slightly to meet each thrust, her fingers digging into her own thighs. The pleasure built in waves, each one higher than the last, until she was gasping, her back arching, her free hand fumbling blindly for purchase on the slick tiles. And then release, sudden and overwhelming, a white-hot burst of sensation that left her trembling, the cucumber still buried inside her as she rode out the aftershocks. When she finally stilled, her limbs heavy, her skin slick with sweat, Claire let the cucumber slip free. She stared at it for a long moment, her breath still uneven, before placing it gently in the sink. This wasn't just about pleasure, it was about control, about reclaiming her body, her desires, in a world that had always told her to be quiet, to be good. She reached for the strawberry next, rolling it between her fingers, before bringing it to her lips. The taste was sweet. She closed her eyes and smiled. Jason would never understand. The thought came unbidden, unwelcome. Claire's smile faltered. Jason, with his easy charm, his hands that had never lingered long enough to learn her body the way she had. Jason, who had left her apartment 3 months ago with a careless kiss. Her chest tightened. She set the strawberry down, her fingers trembling. But then another thought, sharper this time. Why should it matter what Jason thinks? Claire stood abruptly, her reflection swaying slightly in the mirror. She turned the faucet on, the water rushing loud enough to drown out the silence, the doubt. She picked up the cucumber again, rinsing it clean, watching the water sluice over its surface. She wasn't done yet. The banana was next, its skin splitting easily under her fingers. The flesh was softer, yielding, and she moaned as she worked it inside her. The contrast to the cucumber delicious. She lost herself in the sensation. By the time she finished, the bathroom was humid, the air thick with the scent of fruit and her own arousal. Claire leaned back against the tub, spent but strangely exhilarated. The loneliness was still there, nestled beneath her ribs, but for now, it was quiet. She gathered the remnants of her makeshift toys, tossing them into the trash with a strange sense of ceremony. Then she stepped into the shower, letting the hot water sluice over her skin, washing away the evidence of her indulgence. As she toweled off, Claire caught her reflection again, flushed but steady, her chin lifted in quiet defiance. The apartment still hummed with silence, but now it felt less like emptiness and more like possibility. She padded to the kitchen, naked and unashamed, and pulled a fresh cucumber from the fridge. This time, she wouldn't drop it. This time, she'd take her time, exploring every inch, every shudder, every muffled cry she'd swallowed for too long. Her fingers tightened around it. Jason who?